Class X Sports.
Jared Ginsburg here at Class X Sports, and we're joined by guard extraordinaire, Hofstra standout, Charles Jenkins. Charles, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. So, how do you stay humble and focused in Hofstra basketball when you have all these swirling rumors around above your head about the NBA?
Basketball is, that's where I'm at peace. Anything that's just going on off the court, I always say basketball is my chance to, not think about it. When I'm on the court, I want to compete and I want to win. And Hofstra's on my chest, and that's what I want to represent. So, all the talk is good, but at the same time, I have a job to do, and that's to play Hofstra basketball.
Did you always know you wanted to play at Hofstra?
Nah. When I was young, I always wanted to play for St. John's, honestly, but and things didn't happen. They were recruiting me in the long run, but I felt that Hofstra was doing a good job as far as recruiting me, and I felt I owed them, more like loyalty. That's why I came here.
Speaking of Hofstra basketball, talk about the kind of job that your coach has been doing, helping keep you guys relevant, as well as your hard work and some of your teammates.
My coach has been doing a great job. He's been pushing us every day, and he's basically been doing what you expect from a coach. As a player, what you expect from your coach is for him to be there for you all the time, for him to push you the hardest, when you're on the court together, and that's something that my coach does.
And dropping 40 points the other night in overtime win over Binghamton. Talk about what that's like for you when you're on.
It's a great feeling. I always say that it's the best feeling in the world when it feels like you can't miss. The game that we had on Wednesday against Binghamton, it was tough. We were fighting. We were down 12 points. A couple minutes left to go in the game, and I just felt it was time for me to take over. I hate losing. Every time I step on the court, I always think about those trips that I took back home as a sophomore or as a freshman when we lost down in the tournament, and I hate the feeling of driving home knowing I lost and thinking about it. So when the opportunity struck last Wednesday, I decided to take advantage of it.
Absolutely, and that you did. Talk about the types of defenses that teams play against you. Do teams try and game plan against Charles Jenkins a little bit differently than others?
Yeah, most definitely. I've seen a couple of boxing ones this year, a couple of double teams when I come on screen. Teams do a very good job of designing their defense to stop me. But what I like to do is get my teammates involved. Once I get my teammates involved and their shots are flowing, and they get these baskets, the team, no matter what they design to stop me, they still have to guard 4 other players on the court.
Now on the stat sheet, I noticed you're averaging over 23 points a game, and you're actually taking fewer shots than you did in years past. Talk about that.
I want to get my teammates involved. Obviously, I've been taking a lot of shots in the years past, but it hasn't really helped me. We still came down and we still lost in the tournament. And I still had to go home without having any type of NCAA tournament experience. And this year, I always say, I want to get my teammates involved, get them more comfortable, and get them playing and showing people what they can do. Maybe we'll get more wins like that.
What's it going to take for Charles Jenkins and Hofstra basketball to get to the NCAA tournament?
We just have to bring it every night. Every night we got to know that teams are coming for us. It's going to be a fight. We just got to be prepared and play hard. And I think we got to get us there.
Now for the people out there that might not know, you're a guy that can absolutely put points up on the board. You get a couple assists per game, a couple of rebounds per game, a couple steals per game. When did you decide that you wanted to take your game to that next level and be as versatile as you are?
I always say that that you don't want to stretch yourself in the game. If you're a great shooter, and then when the team's playing against you, they're gonna know this guy can shoot. This is all he do. You don't want to limit yourself as a basketball player. You want to be able to shoot. You want to be able to drive to the lane. You want to be able to hit threes from long distance. You want to hit short distance. You want to hit the short shots. You want to keep your defender on your toes. If your defender knows that you're just a shooter, then he's going to guard you that way, and then it's going to be hard for you to do so. But if you can shoot and drive, and get to the lane and make plays for your teammates, it's going to be very hard to deal with.
And talk about the upcoming schedule. Let's talk about, you got Florida Atlantic tomorrow. What's going through your mind the night before a game, getting ready for an opponent?
Just bring it. Find a way to get my guys going early. And we got our fans here. We're back at home. Try to get the Lions Den ready for us tomorrow, and just try to come out and play hard. One thing coach always tell us, if we defend, rebound, and run, we'll win. It's been successful for us ever since we came back from Puerto Rico, and that's something that I try to drill into my teammates' heads, and it's been working for us.
Now you're a senior, getting ready to graduate. What's the biggest thing you've learned over the past couple of years playing ball at Hofstra?
One of the things I learned is just take advantage of opportunity. I've been here And the first thing I did when I got here, I identified one of my weaknesses as a freshman. And I was shooting, and I wasn't a great shooter in high school. All I did was drive. And Hofstra told me that the gym would be open every day. 4 years later, my jump shot has improved tremendously. And it all shows hard work, taking advantage of what life gives you.
Oh, absolutely. And what was the transition like going from high school to college?
It was tough, In high school, I was always one of the biggest players on the court. Our centers in my league, they weren't as big. I was kind of like, you could say I was a point guard and a forward at the same time. But when I got to college, I'm playing against guys that's 6'7", athletic, 6'9". Greg Washington was my roommate. He was the first person that I met that was 6'10". It was a big adjustment. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to get in the lane and make layups all the time. I'm going to have to shoot over guys that's athletic and tall, and the game was a lot more physical than it was in high school.
And speaking of Greg Washington, the All-Defensive Player of the Year in the CAA, you guys go back and forth and specifically game plan. You got the center down low, the guard yourself making moves. Get a little big and low going.
Yeah, all the time. That we had that chemistry since we were freshmen. We both redshirted our freshman year, so we spent a lot of time in the gym together, always working on plays. We have like a little trick alley play that we try to do sometimes. Or we always have like if you set a screen, we make the same reads. We have that type of relationship where I know if he's on the roll, to hit him with the bounce pass, or if he's on the pop, the pass for a jump shot. Our relationship has grown tremendously over the years. So I think we know each other like the back of our hands.
Name a couple of NBA players that you try to model your game after. If you do. I mean, I know Charles Jenkins, it just seems to me, and I'm not just saying this, that you're one of a kind. You put points up on the board, you can shoot, you can rebound, you can feed teammates, alley-oops, whatever you got to do. You play great defense, tons of steals. Are there any basketball players out there that you model your game after?
I try not to. I just try to take certain things from certain players. But my teammates always mess around me. They always compare me to Rodney Stuckey, play for the Detroit Pistons just because of his build and the way that he attacked the basket the same way I do. But at the same time, I try to steal a couple moves here and there from players. And try not to just limit myself to being one person. If I can shoot like Ray Allen, then I'll be that guy. If I can drive to the lane or excite the crowd like Rodney Stuckey and other guys, I'll do the same. I try not to just be a one-dimensional player. I try to just branch out.
What message do you have for those Hofstra basketball fans out there?
Continue to support us. You guys mean a lot to me. You've been with me for 5 years, and even though I didn't play my freshman year, but you guys really help us win. Whether you believe it or not. Very, very important to me. I always think about you guys every time that the season's over. I always, reminisce of big games that we had and we shared together. And then every season I gear up for you guys to come back. This is my last go around. I would love for you guys to come out and support us every night. Thank you.
And when you have such big hype going into a game in Puerto Rico, playing against UNC, what goes through your mind when things aren't really going according to your plan during that specific game, and how do you rebound from something like that, a disappointing loss?
One thing that goes through my mind is you have to keep playing. Things are going to happen. You're not supposed to, you're not perfect. You're not going to win every night. You just got to get through it. One thing that my coach always preaches is overcoming adversity. In practice, he always treat teams, different. Sometimes he don't call fouls. Sometimes he put us in situations where we have to overcome adversity. As a mature senior, and the one thing I always try to preach to my teammates, is everything goes on. Basketball is more than one possession. You always have another chance to make up. If things don't go right, don't sulk about it. You just got to keep playing.
When did Charles Jenkins first pick up a basketball?
I believe I had to be 5. I think my dad put me in a summer camp at Christ the King when I was living in Brooklyn. That's when I really started to play and started to love the game.
Speaking of your dad, does he come and support you at all these games?
My dad is at every game. If he have to come to the game in his work clothes, he will. He was my first coach. We first started our basketball team. We moved to Queens, and he was my first coach. And I know he's really proud of me of what I've done. So he tried to come out and support every chance he gets.
We appreciate you taking the time to stop by with us, and we're looking forward to seeing you tear it up tomorrow. Florida Atlantic. What time's the game?
4 o'clock. Be there.
All right, and hopefully we'll catch up with you soon. As you know, every day your draft stock is rising, and we look forward to seeing you finish out the season on a strong note, take the Hofstra program to the NCAA tournament, and obviously we'll be in touch before draft day. So we wish you the best of luck and all the success in the world. So thanks a lot, Charles.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Jared Ginsburg, and you're watching Class Act Sports.